Hey everyone, I'm Clue. Welcome back to Runechant, the data pack we're working on. Right, so Minecraft has released 1.20.3, which is great, because now that means that the data pack is on the latest version of Minecraft. Because usually I like working with the snapshots and the experimental features, but I think for the time being, we will leave it on 1.20.3. Now, it's still intended for full release with 1.21. Right, there's still features that I want to implement and work on, and more content to add, as well as bug fixing and refinement. So altogether, I think that's still the right time frame, that the full release of the pack will be 1.21. But in saying that, there are still a lot of features that are playable, usable, and you can have fun with. And yeah, there's just so much content there, right? I think I've done a bad job of trying to persuade you to give it a go. I think on the Planet Minecraft page, it's like 2,000 views to 100 downloads, which isn't the greatest ratio, but that's mainly because I haven't really outlined what it does. So if you like my armor trim data pack, right, this is that on steroids. In terms of just the armor trim stuff, I've expanded it to weapons and tools, and there's set effects, there's on-hit effects, there's new abilities depending on trim. There's so much content that is usable in the pack. And at the very least, its optimization is already greater than the armor trim pack. So if you want to give it a go, link is in the description. It's just the Planet Minecraft page, right? Give it a go, test it out. If you find a bug, let me know. That would be super helpful in helping me shape and improve the pack. But nonetheless, right, today is more of just sort of an update video. So we'll jump into the initial release world. So this is one where we've been testing, showing off, and then I've been figuring out stuff I need to fix and patch. So currently we're in testing release, and we're working on bug fixing and balancing. Although there is a new thing that I've been working on in the background that we should probably add to this. So currently the way to utilize the pack is through advancements. So you just follow the chains of advancements and it will explain how to utilize all the different features of the pack, right? There are a ton, but that can also be overwhelming. So what I want to implement is a way to cherry pick, if you will, advancements to follow. And that way you have a sense of pursuing what you want to pursue more so than anything, and then also being able to, limit the guidance so that it isn't overwhelming. But how are we going to do that? Well, there are two items that are going to be useful to it, which I've showed off before, right? One's a knowledge fragment. In fact, I should have the advancements for it anyway. We go to not beginning world. Yeah, so we have knowledge fragment. Who knows what secrets it holds unless with it without someone to properly interpret it. And then this enchanted ash. So both of these are going to be hub resources. Now the hub is currently what I'm working on in the background. So it's still gonna take a little while, but this is what I've got so far, right? I'm still on building. I'm just going to use the, what's the block called? I haven't used them before, so I don't quite know. Jigsaw block, is that it? It is structure block and jigsaw block. But yeah, so obviously I can take this whole structure and paste it into the world and load it up whenever you load the data pack. And this will be the hub. So there'll be ways to teleport here with items. And then inside here, I'll put villages and useful things for you to utilize. And again, unlock those advancement branches. So imagine, if you will, not that they're here, right? You'll only get probably two advancements to start off, two advancement tabs, the world and the beginnings. Right, so the world is just all the basic drops that you can find throughout the world, and then beginnings is just some little stuff to follow along, right? The rune crafting and the potion brewing. But then in terms of like the physical arts or the magic system, you'll have to find the knowledge fragments and you have to trade them to villagers to get books, and then those books will unlock the advancements so that you then have that knowledge. Now, if you know what to do, obviously I can't gate performing the actions. Well, I could check the player's advancements, but I don't want to do that, right? If you know what to do, you're fine. But in terms of helping to guide the player, follow ecosystem, I think that's a better way of, well, call it pseudo storytelling. Not that it's a story, but yeah, a tutorial, if you will. So why don't we just explore the hub world for a little bit? There is a underground portion as well, and we'll probably go over what I want the player to essentially go through for this little hub. So starting off, you'll be in the center of this, if we can find the pathway, right? And there are some secrets to it as well. So whatever you use to teleport will probably put you here, right? And these are like the amethyst crystal undercrops, right? And you can explore them. You can find your way to the next tier up there. But I want to do 3 bosses, I think, for this. So the first one will spawn when you teleport in, call it like the Tower Guardian. You have to defeat them to restore the magic. So if you will, any of the crying obsidian you saw, I'll probably make the obsidian, and then upon defeating the guardian, I'll have that all replaced with crying obsidian. And then once you do that, you can then make your way to the second section, right? If I can actually remember the pathing. I know there's that secret way, the way we came down, which we can probably use. Was it through here? No, it wasn't through here. So there are various tunnels for you to explore, and I will also populate them. Well, what's through here? I don't know if that's meant to be something. I feel like there's not meant to be a hole there, because I did try and map out exactly which ways you can go. Yeah, because that's blocked off, and you should have to go some other secretive way to get here. There are, again, a few secrets, a few little pockets that you'll have to figure out how to unlock. We can probably find one if we look to the wall somewhere here. There we go. Right, so not directly visible, but just at an invisible frame. I think that's the right turn, and it should open this hole here. Yeah, okay, so there's some secrets like that. You'll have to look at walls. I won't make them super impactful, just fun little things to find, you know, maybe extra villages with some cool trading options. Oh god, I should probably just dig up. There is a pathway to the surface, but the idea is that you need to, you know, explore and figure it all out, and maybe talk to some villagers. But then up here on the surface, we'll just go through here. Hopefully, I can. Yeah, perfect. So amethyst, growing obsidian, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So then up here, I think I will do a iron golem that you have to repair. So I'll give it the max HP, 1000, and you'll have to either bring iron to repair it, or I'll do something with this, which is, call it the ancient forge, right? Which will be a way to craft special resources again, just to trade here with the hub, not to utilize out in the world. I kind of want to keep them separate. So although you can find like the knowledge fragments, the enchanted ash out in the overworld and bring them here to trade, anything you create here that isn't an unlock will be just for this little hub world. And then the eventual purpose of the hub world is the dungeon system. So up here we've got doorways, right? So the way it works, which I have done in the other version back when it was command blocks, if we go to old, I don't think it works, but I can explain it better using this, because this is the giant brain of the dungeon system. So basically what happens is for every experience point it steals from the player, right, it's going to build a room. And the maximum room is 144, 12 by 12, right? And then each room is 3 by 3 chunks, so it's massive, right? But then each of those rooms are populated with different things, and obviously it's going to be insanely easier using the structure blocks rather than command blocks to build rooms, because I have like the outer layer and then all the different randomization of stuff inside the rooms. So that's going to be significantly easier. I'm looking forward to rebuilding it with structure blocks rather than this mass of command blocks. But basically, so you have the hub in the center. Let me grab concrete. Concrete is easier to see. So you'll have the hub in the middle, and then around it we'll build all the dungeon rooms. So per experience, we'll build X rooms, right? So experience, in fact, it'll have to start on this axis so you can access it. So that one of those doorways will open. So 1 experience point, we'll build this room, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then it'll go to the next layer, and so on and so forth until you reach that maximum, whatever I set it to, sorry. So it'll probably still be that 144, I think, right? Because I think that's a good range. And all this is on top of the nether, because that's probably the best place to do it. I could create a dimension for it, right? I don't know how to do that though, so I think I'm just going to stick with it on top. No, I should probably do a dimension, right? Just a giant bedrock dimension. I'll think about it. But yeah, so then you'll have that hub world, and you can explore, right? So that's sort of the end game stuff. So in the beginning, you go to the hub world, you then unlock all the different knowledge steps, all the different advancements, and then after that, you go back to the overworld, do your grinds, you know, get to the mid game, do all the bosses in the overworld, and then end game, you come back to the hub, you activate the dungeon system, and you explore the dungeon, right? So I think that's the main concept for the pack. Again, that's where we got to on this command block world, right? We got all the way to the dungeon system. The dungeon was working, was marvelous from my perspective, right? Getting it set up with command blocks was insane, but yeah, that's the idea. That's the last final feature of the pack, and it will again take some time to set up, mainly because I do want to build proper structures for it, right? So that I can grab them with the structure block, which means, you know, I'll take time building, yada yada yada, right? And it's here, yeah. So again, game plan wise, we're here. Bug fixing, still going through the advancements, explaining the different features. It's perfect for me, right? Because we've got that twofold. I can look at the advancements and see if they're cohesive enough, and then I can look at the systems when I go through the functional side and try to explain what I've done and to see if there's anything for me to fix up. And then after that, I'm still working on the bosses as well in the background. All right, and so spawning, their abilities and their items still need to be fleshed out. I've done some of them, but again, slow process. And then after that will be the dungeon. But we are sort of going to stick in here and probably add it to here, the World Hub. I want to get it done as soon as possible so that I can then push it and, you know, make sure that that's the initial system. I don't know if when I release it, I'll do the bosses. Probably do the first one again. So there was 3 tiers to it. Structures. So again, when you spawn in, you'll be in the crystal grounds underneath, right? There'll be a boss there that will chase you around the crystal crops. Maybe once you defeat it, you'll teleport up to here maybe, right? And you can find your way back down. After that, there'll be an iron golem, probably stationary in the middle. You have to talk to the blacksmith, right? Which will be in this building here. He'll tell you about the forge, and you can either bring metals and the enchanted ash to craft into special items to give to the iron golem to heal more, or you can just, you know, heal it with normal iron ingots. Once it's full, it will then, I don't know how it will affect the world. Again, I want to just change all the crying obsidian to normal obsidian. After the first guardian is defeated, everything will be changed back to crying, right? So that way it sort of enchants this little hub world. But the iron golem, I'm not sure. It'll probably just be the trigger for all the villagers to return, right? Now that the protector is healed and back. And then the third one will be to access the dungeon system, and will probably be, you know, some sort of flying boss floating around here. I will probably make all the villagers invulnerable, just because I don't want them to disappear or die, right? Because they are obviously going to have crucial trades. And then, yeah, I'm not too sure what I'm going to do with all the houses, right? So we've got Miney here, and you'll be able to probably pay him to collect resources, right? This will never be active, so to speak. Then up here we have a enchanter, so all the trades that he has will be towards enchanting. Here is the crafter, right? Up here is the alchemist, yep, and then smith, right? So those are the main jobs, and then there'll be some people underneath, right, in the crystal catacombs. I keep changing what it's called, right? For you to figure out and trade with. And then, yeah, these pathways will lead to the dungeon. So basically, once the room is built on the other side of this, these doorways will open. So it's easy enough just to delete the 9 blocks, right? So that will open. You can then enter and you can traverse the dungeon. But yeah, I probably need to look into the dimensions. I don't mind just leaving it here on top of the nether, but it's probably better if I just situate it in its own dimension. And I don't have to worry too much about the bedrock boundaries. And I can also set up easier if the player is in X dimension, put them into adventure mode, and then as soon as they teleport out, put them back to survival. I think that's probably the best way to do it. Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to do a little update video regarding the plan, right? Because I've sort of slowed down. I think I was putting a small patch, if you will, for the pack every few days. But again, it's on Plant Minecraft. There's still loads of content for you to try out. Right? There are still loads of systems that have been built. They're all functional. You can get all the materials for them. I mean, there's all the mob drops, right? So you can even just go around collecting, hunting them, building farms, and all together. I'm hoping it's fun, right? Again, I do want to start a series playing it, but I'm not sure when to start it, right? Whether I wait until, you know, I finish off the pack and then I can devote all my time just to playing it, and vice versa, I can devote all my time currently just to building it. Anyway, that'll do. A little update for you. Hope you enjoyed. There.